In this live visually building video, we're going to be adding the visual builder to a legacy natural theme and then putting a container into the checkout where we can add some testimonials down here. So we're going to get started by following the article, adding the visual builder to a legacy storefront theme. We'll start by finding the document top snippet as instructed and adding in this block of code to bring in the UI builder. And then we're going to go and create a new folder called containers underneath the theme directory. All right. Now inside here, we're going to create the empty CJSON file. We'll call this checkout comments.cjson. Oops, I accidentally named it .json. I missed my C, so we'll redo that. Checkout comments.cjson. Okay, so the JSON file is automatically compiled into a .vm file. Now we'll go to our single page checkout template. Natural has a special one, so I'm going to drill into that. And let's see, we're going to go right below the return policy. Of course, you could move this pound parse statement that we're adding to just about anywhere, but for now I'm just going to place it right here. I just need to adjust the path. All right. Now when I refresh the checkout page, I have the ability to engage the visual editor. And down here I have my container for my comments. And I'm actually going to move this slightly further down. I want that to be able to go full width. Got something wrong there. Okay, there we go. We have our container down there. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to go ahead and add the first section. That'll bring it into the standard width of the page. And I'm going to actually do four testimonials on this page. So I'm going to go ahead and add a row, and I'm going to choose 4 columns. That could be a little tight for that testimonial. So instead, let's go ahead and just add a single column row. We'll see how it looks with one. Maybe we'll adjust. Alright, inside the row we're going to use a panel. You kind of think of a panel as a div. And let's see, we're going to go ahead and set a background color on this. I'm going to start with a color that's complementary to the site. It's a dark blue. We may end up changing that. We'll see how it looks when we get the text and everything on there. And then I'm going to give the corners some radius. Okay. Now inside of the panel, we'll add a text block. Text block's basically a paragraph, fancy way to say a paragraph tag. Go ahead and make sure it's white. And we'll open up the text block editor, and we're going to go ahead and paste in the actual text of the testimonials. And then below that we'll add another text block for the customer's name and location. Also set the color. Okay. Let's go back into the panel itself, and we'll do some padding. Let's see how it looks starting out with 10 pixels. All right. We'll go ahead and make the font of the person's name a little bit smaller. Get rid of the default top margin. I think we want a little bit larger side padding. Okay. Now you'll notice that the panel is not going out as far as the row itself. So that's because the row and the column have some default margin and padding. And so I'm going to use the 0 tool, and if I do one level down, it'll flatten the row and the column, and that'll take things all the way out. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to duplicate this column several times, because we're going to put 4 testimonials on the page. A little bit of padding and margin on all this will keep them from running together. So I'll just edit each of these real quick. Okay, obviously the final step will be to adjust the text, but by having a large number of column elements underneath the row, we can also choose to have them certain width. So right now everything's full width and mobile and full width tablet up. So let's go ahead and see what it's going to look like if we decide to do 2 across. pretty good. Go ahead and edit this text real quick because I want to demonstrate when things are different heights. Okay, so each of these columns is a different size, and so the way they're going to float in, they're going to stack weird like that. So if we go to the row element and we start equalizing the columns, so we now will have the proper heights there. All right, that's good. Now we'll notice the bubbles are no longer the same height. Let's see, we can go ahead and set 100%. Because the column already has full height, we can now ask the panel to take up that height as well. Okay, let's go ahead and save that out. Exit. And then if we were to look at this in our mobile mode, we will see that each of the testimonials is now full width across. Okay, that's going to conclude this tutorial on how to add some testimonials to your checkout.